Hi everyone, I hope you're well. So Melania has just come out and she's released a press conference where she says that basically she's been bullied, that she knows Epstein, they hung out, that she was friends with Ghislaine. I think she said that. I don't know where I get that from. I think she said that. And a few things here, okay? Not to drive you crazy, but there's a few pieces across the chessboard that I get with this. Apparently Trump didn't know she was going to have this press conference, so I don't know where the hell he is. Is he traveling? I doubt it, but I've got no idea. I found it interesting, by the way, because I've never heard her speak. I found it very interesting that she has a strong foreign accent. And I don't mean that in a bad way, because I have friends that have foreign accents. But usually when you've been in a country for so long, it mellows out and you start to take on more of the accent of the country, especially with her like being married to Dirk, the president, etc. I found that really interesting. It actually surprised me. The other thing that came to me is that I've never understood all the psychics and the channelers that have said she's a hybrid and she's here to save the children. I don't see her hybrid at all, and so I wonder if they're going to start changing their tone with that. And I'm not saying she's a bad person, because I'm going to get into what I think. But I think she's made a huge mistake, right? I think this is kind of said, hi, look at me, I'm here, something's coming up, don't believe it, believe my book, you know. And when you want to confirm something, you can't be biased by saying you can find the proof from what I say or my book. My book, basically, what I say. I know some people might not catch on to that, but that's what she said. The way I met Epstein is in my book, Melania, and that is the truth. So, you know, it's kind of like I'm pitching my book at the same time without saying... I just felt it was like, it's not really proof, okay? It might be for some dumbos. And it might be the truth, I'm not saying not, but like that doesn't solidify something. I also think this is going to have a massive backlash on her. I don't think Duck knew about it. I think there's several strategic moves here and several strategic pieces of the puzzle. The other thing that I remembered is in my predictions, a couple of times I've said that between the summer until October, Duck and his family need to be extremely careful, and I'll reiterate it now. High security, he needs that, and not only external but also from his internal team, okay? I really think that, and I think that this is one of the elements on why she's actually done it. I think there's a fear of what might come out that might allude to her past, showing some form of connection, and that's going to dig up some stuff that also Duck is not going to want to relive. You know, maybe she got a bit too close and it's going to cause more tension there. I don't think their marriage is like a marriage that we have. I think it's a bit different. And I think he was pulled in by her kind of Medusa charm. I do see like a Venusian Venus type energy flare with her, but I don't see she's a hybrid. So sorry all you psychics, channelers, remote viewers, I cannot explain how I even doubted myself, because I don't read on her and stuff like that. In there, by the way, I've heard that even the tarot readers, maybe they've picked it up from the channelers and the psychics. I felt like her speech was a bit like, this bullying has to stop now. And it's kind of like, I understand where she's going with that, but she said several stuff that this has to stop now. And you're not a school teacher in a class it's not going to work that way. And please, I don't underestimate bullying. So if she is getting bullied in her family, it's not nice. But I feel like there might be a bit of a narcissistic thing here. And when I think of that, it's because it was very self-focused. Like, you've got to stop her now. Like, as if, you know, she only sees herself, right? She only sees herself, and she's imposing this. And whoever's advised her, probably her lawyers, because I get that energy coming in. It's kind of like, hi, you're bothering me, keep going. Because they can see it's bothering her. Also, I think like this has come at a time to ease the focus on Iran and Trump and Duck, like what is going on. Because I think she's starting to see some people that are in his team that may not be happy with some of the decisions he's making around this war, and it could be generating enemies. So she's actually a bit frightened for her and her whole family, including Duck. But if he's not gonna listen, she's gonna do that. And I also think by her not sharing that she's doing this, it was a bit narcissistic. Like, I could not imagine being married and not sharing something like that with my husband, let alone being, you know, a president. There is an element here of a power move. And it's a move towards, I'll do this at any expense. And it's not like, it's not with good towards Duck. You know what I mean? It's like at that line. And it's her making sure her image, what might come out, is going to be not going to affect her. So she is very much, I think there's a bit of a tendency of me. Like using that book, I felt it was like a self-pitching promotion. I really feel like this is going to backlash. I already feel like she's drawing in energies. What I mean by that, there's going to be friends or people that claim they're friends that write stuff about her. Go back to what I said about all lies and stuff that we're going to see generated in expansive ways. Like, I can't explain what I see. So I believe she is going to have a proper friend that betrays her. But I think there's going to be others that claim to be friends that've seen stuff because of the way she's addressed this. And I don't know if I saw it all, but, and she was, I mean, she wasn't like shouting red in the face. She had her Venusian kind of style to her. I think Duck will post something. Maybe there's an occasion coming up where he posts that I spent the weekend with my wifey, like it's all hubbly bubbly, that everything's okay between them. I'm gonna ask the tarot some questions around stuff, but like I said, June to October, I think Duck is gonna have some health challenges as well, and he needs exceptionally high security in the months that I've mentioned. And I'm stressing on that again. I think in terms of Epstein, we are going to see stuff in May come up. Like if we're seeing little niggles here, we're going to see more come up in May. Something a bit more bigger. And it goes back to who could have taken out Epstein. I don't know if Duck was president, but I believe someone who wanted to take him out is actually someone he knew. And he would have classed as like having a relationship with, as in like either a friend, a platonic, a good kind of relationship. There's kind of like a revenge energy from Epstein. This is so weird that I'm getting this. Towards him and his family. And it could be because there's that energy of the orders that were made. Maybe he knew that he'd come after him. I don't know who was president, but there's that kind of niggly energy. But yeah, between summer to end of September, beginning of October, careful for them. I think I get for her in particularly, summer and then possibly around September, something's not good for her. Something doesn't go good for her. And I do think their marriage is in jeopardy. I do want to say that. This not because of this only. And it's not like I think it is a marriage. But we will see a sign of that where maybe they're supposed to be together somewhere and they're not seen together and she's pardoned or something like that. There's going to be a sign that we might see. I do think though that she's going to be getting railing in the books as in money. I think she's going to be raking in the money in like beyond what we imagine, and it's kind of like, here you go, let's stay married and keep quiet. And she's going to be like, first she wanted a divorce, or there's divorce, and then this is luring her back in, and then maybe he gets her a mansion, so she has a private getaway place. But yeah, I definitely think June we're going to see something challenging for her, and then possibly sometime in summer and then September, I think she's going to be raking in money from him. I think she might get like a mansion or a secret getaway or a penthouse. Where do they live, by the way? They don't live in the White House, do they? Someone's going to laugh at me. I think that there's going to be part of the Republican team that might see something that worries them, and so him and his team are not agreeing on something specifically. So more tension there, I think, is going to be happening. This could also be around, you know, the wars or the military being in a place where they don't agree they should be in a place, and it could even be local land. But yeah, there's like a power move that she's done, and it's not towards standing with duck, it's opposing. She's done that. But let's just see something. I want to see could what I've said about divorce and then her gaining, let's see their relationship in the time frame I've said, like in the next month, summer especially into fall, and now. So their relationship right now, or their marriage right now. She's definitely worried about her children. There we go. It's the mother, right? It's the mother. I'm on defense. Don't go near me when I'm a mother. And there's a tower in reverse. It looks like this tower is just being stalled in their marriage, okay? It's just being managed. So let's say from summer into September with them, any period of time this marriage could be in further jeopardy. Lovers. It's interesting I put the Lovers under the tower in reverse. I mean, I'm going backwards. This looks like she's really put something in her head. She wants to go forward. And then it seems like there's a luring in. Would that be right? Yeah, because look, we've got the hidden energy there. I do think that this is kind of like, I mean, if you look at that, it looks like it's going good, but then we get this hidden energy of deception. And then she's railed back in by money. Exactly. Look at this. There's a manipulation kind of tactic. But then her heart is at odds, and then she's happy again with the sun. So I think there's a bit of a back and forth energy here, to be honest. And I think this confirms the time frame, like the sun card as well. I do get that she could be hitting heads with, now they all have lawyers, right? Her lawyers, his lawyers on something, or maybe they've had pre-talks. Kind of confirm, I don't know what I'm talking about. Kind of confirm, is that something that could be happening on any element? One more card, please, Spirit, show me. Two of Cups. Yeah, the Moon. Someone wanting to break it up, but then coming together. The Moon is what's hidden. I think that is absolute. The Moon is my card of confirmation. So, yeah, I think, I don't know if we're going to hear about that, but I mean, it could be. But this, so let's see, why did she do this? I've said what, you know, let's see, why did she do this? Like, why did she do this? I think we've got an answer here. Why did she do this? And does she have things? Because I think, like, do you know what? I think there is something where she's there, okay? So she says she's never been to parties. She was attended her and her husband. That's where she put him in it, right? But I think Duck would have been just ignore it, right? I think that's how he's been playing it. Just ignore it. But she's gone and done this, and I think she's going to get backlash. It's not going to be good. Let's see. A friend betraying her. Not a friend that makes themselves a friend. Is she going to have a friend that betrays her? I think that card is the first card out is oh yes, absolutely. I don't need another card. Lovers in reverse and the Empress. Absolutely. Let's split the deck. Two of Cups. Definitely. That shows you union. And that's a friend. That's definitely a very close friend of hers is going to betray her. So that energy that I was getting is true. Could she have people that lie about her, if they're a friend, if she's a friend, if that they're friends, they were there with her? Yes. So we've got the Magician in reverse. So there's definitely going to be manipulative lies, and I feel like this is going to be around her. This is the energy of what I don't think she wanted to come up. But it's going to be energy of lies, but there is an element of intertwine here, maybe between Epstein, and I think that's what's really in her head, just not quieting down, making her feel like she's needed to do this, because I think it's going to cause some trouble with Trump, with it coming back to the surface, if he didn't know about it. But I think he might have known something about her past. We'll get the Chariot to confirm. So yeah, I think so let's see. Now I wanted to see, what was I going to ask? Okay, so why did she do this? Why did she do this? Why did she come out and do the press conference? I've said why, I think, energetically tapping in, but let's see what the cards say. Why did she do this? So she's losing hope, faith that she is not going to be mentioned. There's worry there, and also that her image, and she's going to be, her image and who she is going to be tainted in a bad light. Okay, she also felt like she didn't know what to do. She didn't know whether she should or she shouldn't. It was kind of like a back and forth. Eight of Cups, something that is no longer present, it is there, right? So something she might have walked away from, which I think it's her past, is coming up. Okay, and we've got a King of Cups here. She's got fear, she's got resentment, to what me brought up. Couple more cards. Two of Pentacles. She definitely was very indecisive, but she's trying to balance it out. And this is the lawyer energy I was getting. And can you see how I'm saying she's trying to balance out her image, make sure her image doesn't get tainted like this in a sadistic way. And I don't think she was involved to like sadistic way. I think she might have attended a party. She might have, there might be something flirty. I don't know, right? But like flirty or engagement. But I don't think she was involved in any of like the sadistic extra stuff. So to me, I think we're both other people that we've heard in this file thing has had have put both of their feet in the shit. I feel like she's just dipped her toes of one foot, and it's kind of like it's insignificant to what others have done, but because what she's just done and said, people are going to make a bigger story, and we're going to lose the focus of actually there's people that were doing stuff to minors, etc. That's what I get there. But she felt like, do I, don't I? And I think she did get some advice to do it, but she's very focused on trying to bring into balance her image, trying to bring into balance, you know, what is coming out here, what is coming out from her, about her, ahead of the time. Is that true? It seems like it's been a long time coming, and now it's getting delivered. It's kind of like there's secrets. Some of it is lies. Some of it has been kept hidden. A long time coming, and it's being delivered now. So this to me, is it true that, again, we've got Lovers. So very strong energy that I think is going to be that she was maybe engaging with Epstein in a way that's, you know, so-and-so. What was, I was just getting something to ask, actually. Oh, what was her involvement? But the cards are so strong, it's kind of telling, right? Let's see in comparison to others. Here we've got, so her energy in terms of others, we've got the Knight of Swords, we've got the King of Cups, and we've got the Justice. Yeah, can you see, like, others have got minors involved. Hers is very much, I think, might be that she is going to come up with emotional or, you know, kind of involvement more on like an adult to adult way, whereas look at the lowers, right? If we just look at it in a simple terms anyway, right? There's minors here, and there's the World card and the Hierophant. Bigger names, bigger involvement is definitely here from what she is focusing on. The King of Cups is because she is also frightened that his ending, whoever helped in his ending, that she may be brought into questioning, not formally, but like that she knew about it. And she's kept it a secret and hidden. But why the Magician? Is it because she's kept it a secret and hidden? Why this mathematical equation? I know the Ace of Swords is like, you know, she's kept this whole she's kept the whole the whole strategy and story of how they did it a secret. So she's frightened about something about him, his passing, as well as any engagement she's actually had with him as opposed to minors. Okay, so I think I just want to ask one last question to confirm. Was it done because she does anticipate something coming out? I think we did get the Tower in reverse, didn't we? Like, but I think that was in the relationship. I just want to confirm on that because the energies are so mixed. Like I said, there's movement for me. And May, look out for May, okay? May on the information that comes out. Eight of Pentacles. Hanged Man. She is basically, yeah, she's like feeling like she's waiting in transit, waiting in, that something might come out, right? That's what I feel. And I think she's gone ahead, like I said, she's gone ahead to try to manage this situation. Strength card. And again, that, okay, so that it doesn't end her image. There's some anxiety around that as well, and to manage it so that she can see herself back to this Venusian energy and that not be tainted. And we get that card again. So yeah, I think there is something in terms of she's really more worried, not only about what can be in terms of her tie to him, but what might come up linking or saying she knows about who, what exactly around his passing, the way it happened, the unsubscribing, whatever they did, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. So I thought that was a good thing to cover. I don't think we really care. I don't really care, but I think she thinks we care more than we care. But I don't know if some of you do really care, especially if you think she's a hybrid and she's here to save the world. Ciao.